It's a glitch, bro. It's gotta be a glitch. If we all feel that way.
He won't even, honestly, I was like, don't send it. He didn't even respond to me. He didn't say anything. I think he froze.
Oh no.
We lost
No,
you.
you
I was like, oh, that was good. That was good.
Fucking got
Red pill or blue pill?
Red pill all day. What? Did I even breathe?
That's funny. Oh yeah, I told Danny I'm totally blank on tonight. I'm looking at the docs too. I got nothing.
Hold
around.
on, hold on, hold on.
Let's just bullshit. Like, what's been going on?
What do you take? Okay.
What do you mean? What do you take?
What I asked you the other day. What was I gonna say? Back to the, you said red pill, blue pill. Would you smack Rihanna in the ass as hard as you can if
Yes.
you knew that she was gonna smack you in the face afterwards as hard as she can?
10 times over.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Rihanna, but why not?
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Rihanna.
See, like old Rihanna, like please don't stop the music. I like that Rihanna.
I just never thought Rihanna was sexy, period. Is she a pretty woman? Yes. I was, bro, any guy I talked to was like obsessed with Rihanna.
See, I'm not like obsessed.
I'm not about it.
And that's not even like my style or cup of tea. But yeah, Rihanna is beautiful, especially like I said, from that music
I
video.
mean, to
Rihanna.
drool over or to like say it the way you say it, I don't think it's that. I don't think she's that.
Wow.
No, I don't think she's that.
Bro, just the way you
either.
emphasize, oh, she's beautiful. Like
Oh.
that's almost an obsessed way of saying it. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You just said you're not. I'm not obsessed like that.
No, but I'm agreeing with you now. I'm saying, yeah, I guess. You're right.
It seems like it.
That's why I'm here to prove you guys wrong on what you think. You
Can we call
fucking...
Mr. White, please?
No.
No.
I mean,
Oh,
go
man.
for it, but
Yo, you know what's funny though? Real quick
So-
on this. I was on the plane the other day coming home, and after all the talks we've had with this guy, and like we were talking about flat Earth one time,
what?
and
That's Frank.
I was looking out the plane window, Joe. I
Thinking
swear to
that
God,
the Earth is actually flat.
no, but I was looking, trying to see a curve, and there's no curve.
You're not that high up.
I know,
right?
I get that point, but I'm just saying, like, after all the conversations and the stuff that he said, and like showing us some of the old maps in history and like stuff like that, and just whatever reasons
But
why.
what you see when you look out the plane window is because you're seeing that because of the curve. If the Earth was flat, you would see something totally different.
What would you
Uh,
say?
I disagree because so like when I lived in Vegas, right? Vegas is all flat, like you could see for like miles and stuff. But there's still an end, you know what I mean? It's not like it's just because it's flat, you'd be able to see further. You're still only going to see as far as your eye could see, because the curve isn't far, like the curve isn't in your distance of eyesight to be able to like go away to where
Right,
you're
but
not
we're
seeing
talking
something in the
about what
distance.
you see from up
Up in
top
the
to
plane.
below, not from straight down eye level.
Yes, but I also agree that like you're not as high in a plane to see that.
Yeah,
How do we know?
yeah,
How do we know?
yeah. All right, but the Earth's not flat, so just to straighten that out, it's not.
But if you're on the southern hemisphere,
Why
of
are
a
you
globe, right?
so sure about it?
Because
you're on
there's pictures of the Earth from space.
Mm.
Video of it now. We're at the
Mm.
point there's video of rockets going, and you see the big fucking round blue ball. It's Earth.
Sage.
It's not, bro, everything. It's
Bro,
not.
I've
just,
seen so many space videos where the water in the cup is not floating, or this and that, something that's on the counter that should have been floating with the other things in the air. Like there's so many debunked space videos that I've seen now that I don't believe we've ever actually like the videos that they show. I don't think it's to that far of knowledge for us. I don't. But wait, so what I saw that. But wait, what I was going to say is though,
bro.
if you're in the southern hemisphere and you're in South America and someone is in the northern hemisphere in North America and you both look up, you can't, it's not possible to look at the same star.
No,
But you can see the North Star from anywhere. How is that possible?
Who said that that is even possible?
Yeah, I don't think you could.
First of all, I'm not smart enough on that to fact check you because I wouldn't think you could see I don't know. I don't know that answer, but I'm sure there's a fucking logical answer to that.
So
That seems like a pretty easy thing to figure out for a scientist to have an answer for you already. I don't know it. I'm not the guy, but there's definitely an answer for that somewhere.
I don't know. Just because you always look for the North Star, right? To find north or to
Who
like if
says
it's
that
nighttime.
no matter where you are, you can find the North Star? Because there's a lot of nights I do look up and I don't see that fucking damn star.
Well,
anywhere.
we live in the city, so it's hard to see a lot of stars anyway. But supposedly, like whenever you look up, then like the North Star is supposed to help you find your direction, from what I know. No.
But that's what somebody here told you. Has anybody from out of state or somewhere on the other side of the world told you what they look for when they look up in the sky? How do you know that everybody looks for the North Star?
Good point. Good point.
okay, so I'll tell you the truth.
Thank you.
What really
Good point.
blows my mind is
Yeah.
that I'm not saying that it's flat or spherical because it's just driving me crazy that I'm even
Multiverse?
questioning myself. To tell you the truth,
Exactly.
it's driving me crazy that I'm questioning myself. But think
Drives
about
me
it.
fucking crazy that you use questions.
Well, okay, but no,
Hear me out real quick.
finish
So
yeah.
the Earth is spinning like around 1,000 miles an hour, they say, right?
I wish I was smart enough for these conversations. I'm just not.
So the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, right? And the water is not spinning off of it, even though it's going that fast. And it's also being projected through space, following the sun, going in a rotation around the sun.
Gravity pulls it in.
My question is, why do we always see the same exact stars? How do they not move? If we're moving at 1,000 miles an hour, spinning every night, we see the same stars.
Bro, we're
How
like
is that?
we're like minuscule compared to, you know what I mean?
But I get what
It's
you're
so
saying.
big.
Like if you
You
see
know,
Orion's
wait,
belt,
it's
right,
like
or
being
the
on
Big
a
Dipper,
cruise ship out in the middle of the ocean. You ever been on a cruise ship out in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah,
You're
and you
making
see
his
mad
point.
stars, right?
Right.
So when there's a photograph or a live
video.
video of the Earth, why are there no stars? Ever?
I don't know. I don't follow what you're saying.
Like if you see like the videos you're saying from space where you see the Earth, there's no
Yeah.
stars that you see around that in that video. Now going back to what he said too, like you see the same stars, like you see the Little Dipper, you see Orion's belt, blah blah blah. If
Every
it's
night,
that
they're in the
much
same
space and there's
place.
that many stars out there, exactly. How come we're always seeing the same ones if we're constantly moving? That's a good point. Because if we're going around the sun and Orion's belt is always
Because
over
maybe
here,
where we are on the Earth, the way we spin, you know what I mean? You see the same constellations all the time. Don't forget, we're not like completely on the side to where the
Well,
Earth's
we
spinning.
would
and
be
we're gonna
if
see.
we're spinning. Yeah,
Oh, you would
because
always
Yeah,
be
but that's why
rotating
there's
on
a
an angle.
but that's why there's a constellation of stars. You don't see the same stars all the time.
you do.
No, you don't. Or maybe in New York, you are able to see most of the same stars all the time because
No,
of the
that's
way of
anywhere,
our
though.
rotation.
Because people that do star
I'm
searching,
telling you,
they
there's
do
an
look for
answer to
those same
that too.
things.
I'm not smart enough for this shit.
Bro, it's not about being smart.
I'm pretty
Listen, I'm
sure
just
there's an
asking your
answer to
opinion.
that. No, I know what you're saying. I understand it now.
Okay,
But that's
so
why we see certain constellations during certain seasons of the time of the year.
see
I had
now
That,
the
that
way
there
I'm
is a
thinking.
there's a
Hold
truth to
on.
that.
Yes, but now the way I'm thinking of it, imagine the Earth was flat and we are just rotating like a flat clock,
like a disc. Then
Going
it's possible to see
through-
those same stars.
going through those constellations. So you're saying that we're
Dude, that is
wait,
so
hold on.
fucking
Listen, you're
ridiculous.
saying that we're
to
just
be
That's
rotating
not.
honest
in
That's
a
actually
circle.
very smart. Think
It's
about it. If
really
a plate is
not.
looking up, you're looking at the same images always while it's spinning. Where if it's on a globe and you're on this side as it's spinning,
You're gonna
not
eventually
You
gonna see the
guys sound
stars.
stupid.
No, we
Frank,
don't.
Joe,
That's
hold
actually
on.
Dude.
Joe, hold on.
Yeah.
Here's what we're saying is if we wouldn't see the same stars every night, there's an app that I have. When you look up at the sky with the phone, and you put
Right,
the camera
yeah.
on it, it tells you the stars and where it's
I know.
at,
Who
right?
hasn't tried that app?
Okay, when you face it down towards the floor, it goes through the earth and it shows you where those stars are. We have never seen those stars by our naked eye.
Because of where we are on the planet, it's round and we can't see under us when we're spinning. Yeah, like I don't understand. Are we
No.
serious?
Yeah, I am, because okay, I'm gonna say it a little differently and see if maybe you get like in this way. If you had two models right here, right? I had two boxes, and inside the box I had a sphere, and inside the box I had a plate. And in the top of both sides of the boxes, I had constellation of stars, right? It's made up. As this thing is spinning, It's not going to see the top the same way as the flat thing would see it. Exactly to what he's saying. Every night, if at the same time at 9 o'clock you look up in the stars, you can look for the Big Dipper. You can look for the Little Dipper.
But it's
It
never
will be in
gonna
the
be
same
in the
spot. Yes.
No way, bro. Throughout the whole year, it's never in the same exact spot. You'll see it in different areas
No.
throughout the rotation of the Earth.
But it's always in the same spot in the sense of that we're looking this way. It's never this way. And if you're on a
Because you
ball and
can't
it's
look
spinning, then it
down,
can't.
bro.
No,
What do you mean? There's a ground.
no.
wave.
But
Joe,
listen,
you're getting aggressive, man.
exactly. You're
Just
getting
chill.
aggressive and
Just
cutting me off
listen.
because you're not listening to the
Extremely
point.
Joe.
confused.
Listen,
He's
that's
trying
why I'm
to
saying
explain
stop
it.
cutting me off and
These
listen to the whole thing
conversations
before you shake your
fucking
head.
Piss me off.
Why
Listen
does
to
it
the whole
piss
thing
you
before
off,
you shake
bro?
your head.
Because
That's
it's
what I'm
I'm not
saying.
mad
making
at
you
you.
think
Just
You
in
don't
differently.
general,
want to. You don't even want to think of the idea, so you're shutting the sentence down.
I
That's
am
exactly
the
what
whole
you're
the
doing.
fact that I am thinking of the ideas and it's so fucking not working
But-
for my brain.
But listen,
But you're not
this is what
listening
you
to
have
the whole
do.
thing. You didn't
have
even
to
let me
open your
finish, and you
mind.
cut me off.
Listen to what he's saying.
So what I'm trying to say is, again, if you looked at the
Breathe,
stars every night
Joe.
at 9 o'clock, you're always looking up to see Orion's belt. If we're on a globe and sometimes you wouldn't be able to see it, that means sometimes it would be when you're looking down with that app, not always up.
I still don't understand. So I guess I can't really argue against it because I'm confused and I just don't understand.
Okay. I guess
I mean,
we'll
it's
have to
basic
choose.
2-dimensional to 3-dimensional like figures that you just have to imagine.
It makes no sense to me.
Because you're just shaking
I'm
your head.
stupid.
You haven't asked you a question yet.
I just know it's not even about the question. I don't understand what you're
The
trying
logic
to
of the
explain to
thought.
me.
But
Right.
that's
I don't.
because since
I'll
we
be
were
dead
born, we've been
honest.
told that this is black. And if this was blue, but your parents just told you black, 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 just to try an experiment. And then when you went to school, they were like, no, that's blue. You'd be like, no, it's not. It's fucking black. And nobody could tell you different. So
Because you're
just because
conditioned
you've
that
been
way.
told that everything was round this way because they book burned and erased history so you wouldn't figure out the real shit, that's why you believe that. And it's so embedded in you that you don't even want to hear the other side of it. And that's 90% of the world.
Right.
And the thing is, it's just systematic, whether it's eat, sleep, work, repeat, or eat, sleep, study, repeat. It's
Hence
you're
the
going to school to
simulation.
be an obedient worker and shit. Let's
Yeah.
just
Be a
say
slave.
for a second, that
I'm listening.
the earth was flat and we found out that there was extra land outside of this ice wall. Let's just
Right.
say, how would that fuck up the whole world now knowing that the earth isn't what it's been told and there's other beings and creatures living amongst us and shit like that with like crazy technology and we've just been kept in a shoebox like fucking rats,
Right.
you know, like
I'm not
that
gonna lie,
would
Joe. I was in a
change-
different space a few months back, but bro, I'm
that would
sorry.
change
I'm just,
religion.
he's
that would
totally
change
fucking
everything.
changed my brain with some videos.
Politics,
some
Congress,
points.
everybody's fucking lying to us because we know now you're exposed.
Even actually, so there was actually a couple of videos, and I'm glad that we're talking about this now tonight, even though this wasn't what we were supposed to originally talk about. But like, I wanted to talk to Joe about this too, because he said like how so many times, like, how comes this person doesn't expose this person? Did either of you hear Cat Williams' recent interview on Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle?
You tagged me in it. I think one of you
He
guys.
straight up exposed a lot of things that were like, again, that as if someone like Joe would say, weren't factual things. They were him just saying things, but they were things that he was pointing out that have happened to certain artists, certain famous people, why things like exactly how we've said, the quote unquote Illuminati and their control of contracts and this and that, and how they get you to do anything. And people have said, well, that's what you have to do. Or like, you know, how when we talked about it in our conversations, like, well, that's what you have to do if you're under that contract. And it's a very fine line of the putting it in your face, like how we've talked about, D, right?
Yep.
So you ready for this, Joe? I think I
Yeah.
might give you a little something here. I'm sitting at my house the other night, right? I go
Yeah.
to turn on my Xbox. I haven't played Modern Warfare at all since I was on vacation all week. Come back, I'm like, I want to play Modern Warfare. There's a new update. There was a video. And as I'm watching the video, I'm just looking at the video and I'm like, damn, like this looks like if New York City was in a war zone right now, like straight up. Like if LA or New York City was in a war zone with barricades and trucks and shit going through. And then I'm sitting here thinking about how me and Danny talk about all the stuff that they put in your face to condition you for it or get you ready for it or, you know, not just be shocked to it or how they fucking expose things to us to, you know, end up doing
Predictive
things.
programming.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, dude, Modern
Getting you
Warfare is one of
used
the
to it.
biggest games out there. And how many times have me and Danny talked to you about a war coming and this and that and blah, blah, blah. To me, it was just like an eye-opening mind fuck of like, oh my God, like this is them putting this in our face that a third world war is coming. That's just my personal opinion.
He had an epiphany.
Yeah, exactly. He checked out.
And listen, if we end up in a war and it ends up right here on a doorstep in New York City, I'll fucking say you're right. And then I'll believe it. Then I'll literally believe it. Nobody will be able to change my mind.
Just because I said it first now.
You heard it here right now with us three, because
You heard it here first, kids.
I don't believe that's true. I do hear a lot. I believe more of the conspiracies behind the fact that like people put shit in movies to kind of, foreshadow something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right.
The programming stuff that
It's happened so many times. I've seen it and I still sit there and I'm like, I don't know. But like none of it's drastically happened in real life. A couple things have happened which are gonna happen when movies are made, like giving you a different worldly look at something that could happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like something of eventually close should happen. I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a zombie breakout. I don't think it's
Oh man,
that
I
way.
hope it does.
But like, you know what I mean? People were like, "Oh, that's kind of foreshadowing," like, or
I've
like
said it
the
time and
movie
time again.
2012 came out. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
It was like the end of the world.
See, I've said it time and time again though. If like,
And then we had the
the-
coronavirus, and there was like a couple movies that kind of
Bro, Contagion came out, like,
you know what I mean? I
right
mean, like,
before
dude,
that shit,
that's
bro.
a
That was
storyline
exactly what
movie that kind of
happened.
makes sense. And there was never anybody that said nothing like this could ever happen. There were like, teams or whatever you want to call it, divisions that kind of prepared for, stuff like this
kind of
actually
prepared.
happening. Right, because
Mhm.
bro, it's happened in the past. There was never anybody saying this has never happened before. Nobody
Yeah.
knew it would happen the way it did, and spread so fast, whatever. But like, I don't know, maybe. If anything, I kind of teeter between, some of those theories like that.
I hear that.
Especially in video games.
100%. I definitely think that, especially like I said, it's easier to, I hate to use the word condition, but to condition a younger mind. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like, even in like the bad, I don't know how to say this, but like in the bad world of like pedophiles, like criminals, this and that, blah, blah, kids are always influenced like they're easily influenced, negatively all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, in video games, it's the easiest thing to do that with.
It really is. It really is.
I guess you become numb to it in a sense.
I mean, it doesn't hurt just to.
All right, so since we jumped on this now, I'm gonna kind of change it up just a little bit for a second.
Real quick, I'm sending you both emails. It's this cool little logo thing that I did for each one of you guys.
Cool.
Wow, I noticed that. That looks sick.
Mhm.
On my screen, it's backwards though.
Yeah, your name is backwards on mine too. You got to flip
That's
the
so
mirror.
fucking weird because I just spent 15 minutes reversing it because that's how it looked on my screen also.
Yeah, no, on
backwards.
ours it's backwards. Yeah.
It's backwards. It looks
I'm
pretty.
give them the easy ones.
So
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to Google that. So do it later.
I saw this video, and it was
When?
about talking like last week, and it was
About
actually
what?
just a couple weeks ago now. But it was talking about giants and like how humans were evolving for so long, but then how like recently have more de-evolved in the last few hundred years, and how we found like fossils and bones for like people that were 10, 12, 15 feet tall, that were not just a Yao Ming, but that were more of the population that died off because of whatever health reasons or killed off or whatever, but that their bone structure or whatever wasn't carried over through like bloodlines, and like that's why people got shorter over time and whatever. When I was watching this documentary, and like they're talking about how the pyramids were built, and it's crazy because one of the things that we always talk about is like we don't really know how the pyramids were built. Nobody ever knows. Nobody this and that, blah blah blah. But like if you're thinking about like people our size using like pulley systems and this and that back in the day trying to pull these stones, yeah, that would never make fucking sense. But if we had a fucking civilization with like 15 to 20 foot people using pulley systems, makes a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah, but I don't think that's it. It's weird, but you can like.
Are you gonna talk about the sound thing?
You could
Yeah,
can move
I've
shit
seen
with
that
sound.
too, where they say like you can move things with sound and vibrations, and it's like an old ancient method that we don't use anymore. I've seen that too, but it's just that to me is the craziest conspiracy to talk about and think about. Is the pyramids, because it's still something that's unexplained. That, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. It's still something that's unexplained between the hieroglyphs, the
falling
pictures, how they
houses.
were built, all the
Are
stuff.
we sure that there's zero explanation for it?
Yeah, there's really no explanation on how they were built. There's guesses or like hypotheses, but there's no actual factual information on how the pyramids were built. I know that for a fact because I've actually like looked this up.
There's
Yeah,
actually
it's
a
not
lot.
too
There's a lot of shit on that on the Disney.
Like, there's a lot of
channel,
theories.
the Disney Plus, whatever.
Well, on the
yeah,
pyramids?
dude.
On the pyramids, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of shit, actually. I was going through it last night. I was like, wow, there's a lot of fucking different documentaries on these pyramids.
Yeah, and
They
honestly,
fun and exciting though.
I didn't watch any.
Oh, okay.
I said
But,
I saw.
What?
I don't know. That's the biggest thing to me that I would love to see figured out. Any conspiracy theory that like to be exposed or figured out or whatever. If there was one that I could see done before I die, I think that would be the one that I would want to see figured out. I don't
Really?
even care to find out if the Illuminati's real. Like, tell me how that shit was done, because like, how is it that
That's like a
hundreds of
big goal
thousands of
for
years
yours?
later we could still not figure out how they did this with all the technology we have?
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy, bro.
I don't
You
know,
know?
man. It's just the whole
Like, they
thing's
were
fucking-
that far advanced that
not-
2,000 years later we can't figure it out, or however many years
Not
later it was.
only did they build it like that, there were like rooms and mazes and
Yeah.
tunnels,
Yeah.
and all types of shit inside it,
And booby traps
and booby traps.
with it still staying structurally intact, and they had these booby traps inside of it going off and shit. So I don't know, man. That to me would be like the biggest, coolest piece of like conspiracy to crack.
It's like, bro, you know, when you learn something, like as you get older, you pass on your trade to somebody, whether it be someone you work with, your kid, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're not working alone ever. So it's like you're sharing your trade and practicing and passing it down to new people. If you're there over a long period of time, it's like, how does nobody know how to build a beer? Like, how is that not passed down like that information as that shit was happening?
I'm glad you said that, because exactly my answer for that is going to be the answer on why so many things that we don't know have a reason. It's the constant book burning. It's that over the years, these quote unquote Illuminati bloodlines that only want us to know what they want us to know can erase moments of history. And then after so many years, it can be forgotten about. Because think about it, that was so far enough now that nobody could tell you that it was erased. There's nobody here to prove that. So to me, that there are things throughout history that has happened, and that is the proof of that is the pyramids, because otherwise we would know. It would be
I
passed down.
believe what you say, except for the Illuminati part. Like book burning and like, you know what I mean? Like a group of people, like whatever, or just like a new age, you know, and they
well,
were
why
like,
not?
fuck these things, like burn it. We're going to start something new, because that's what it was about. It was about
Yeah,
ruling.
but why not the
power.
Illuminati
So, like,
side? Because if that
Where's
started from
Illuminati
back then,
coming? Why do you have to
because-
say Illuminati, bro?
because
Just
I
make
say
it like
Illuminati
a...
is in, because you weren't in that episode, that's right, but we did talk about this a little bit of the bloodline families and stuff a little more.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't.
And like Standard Oil and these and that, blah, blah, blah. If you're thinking back to that time period, who were the richest companies back then? Are they still around now? At least 10 to 20 of them are. Those are the people we're talking about. Those are the ones, because their families were around back then to know that. So they can choose what information to be passed down or not.
Okay, I wouldn't call it Illuminati, but
I mean, but what would they
I'm
come
not
up with
saying
their
I
own name?
don't
What would
even
you call
believe
it? You know what I
that.
mean?
I don't know. I don't think that that's a Illuminati deal. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I get what you're saying. I can
to
see
me,
where
the
it's coming
definition
You know what I
from.
mean? Like, I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, like, I have no argument against that.
It's just that
I
word.
totally believe it. It's just like, once you say it's like, ooh, it's because of the Illuminati. It's like, you know what I mean? No, I'm going to say you're wrong. Just because you think it's Illuminati.
I mean, I don't
Not
know,
gonna
man.
lie, you had me in the first half.
The symbolism stuff is what got me to believe in Illuminati. Like, there's
That's
just
some real shit.
there's just so many movies, TV shows, and music that it's
Too many
not a
people
coincidence for
watch
that many people to be
The Da
like,
Vinci Code.
what about the Da Vinci Code?
So too many people watched it, bro.
I've actually never seen
I
it.
actually haven't seen it.
Really? Neither of you guys?
Get the
Angels
fuck
and
outta
Demons? You've
here.
never seen Angels and Demons either then?
No.
God, wow, I'm 2 up on you guys just like that. In one
That's-
freaking-
There you
one
go.
shot.
I
But
did
look
not
who's more
expect him to say
interested,
that,
then
too.
we'd be all right.
It's really good, bro. Listen. If it was really true, that's some crazy shit. It's cool. I see. I
But,
get it.
okay.
I get it. But like,
This is the most we've ever got him
I
to, like.
totally get it for like a movie, for my entertainment. Like that's what it is. It's entertainment. That's why it's a
No.
movie, bro.
No.
No, dude,
Entertainment.
it's entertainment.
Wait,
They're mocking.
why
you.
can't
They're
it be
telling you
both?
exactly what it is.
No,
They're
no.
telling you
Why
exactly
can't it
what
be
is.
both? Right? We can have movies that are based on real things. We can have
Right.
fiction. We can have this. That. Why can't it be both? Why can't the
Because-
idea come from something real?
Because the real actual answer of is it true has not openly came out in our face yet. That's why.
Because
so for
who's gonna
now,
say
it's
that?
right now. It's
Because
already,
they
gonna say that.
control it.
yeah, I know that's the joke. That's the you know.
That's
there's
the
always-
flip.
There's
No, I
always
hear you.
something, bro. There's
That's
always,
the joke.
Always at least one thing wrong. That's it.
No, but to me, like I said, the symbolism, like there, it's not a coincidence for that many people to all do the checkered floor, the cover your eye if you don't know,
Bro,
and the
come on,
open
just
eye
do
if
the
you
cover
have
the eye
seen,
thing,
or
let's
the
be serious.
you know about that, right? Like
Everybody
the
does that.
I'm not up on this, so I
Everybody
cover
does
my
that.
eye, or I know about this, so I look through the hole. Like that's come on. And a lot of artists do that. And not
Everybody
even artists in the same
does it.
genre. Like you're talking about from like Jay-Z to like fucking
Keith Urban.
yeah, like that's what I mean. Like it's so wide spectrum that it's like
I just think you're overlooking it.
Oh, okay. You're doing too much, Frank. You gotta calm down. a little
You're
bit.
doing way too much, bro. Slow
doing too much.
down. Slow down. You must be
Bro,
bored, bro, because
We get
slow
paid
down.
hourly, kid. Take it easy.
Oh my god.
No, Frank, I agree with what you're saying. Joe,
I know
for
you
some
do.
reason, it's too much. So here's what's
He's like-
crazy though.
He's like,
I've
you guys
always
are stressing
wondered,
me out
like,
right now.
the movie Independence Day. Do you think
Thick
that,
movie.
like, yeah, love that movie. But like, do you think if that's the case when we get attacked, how fucking crazy would that be? Like, boom, we took out your government. That's what we came here to do. Peace, y'all good. And then that's it. They just dipped. They like start over.
That'd be crazy.
How would the
Like,
fucking
imagine if it was because, and obviously this is fully hypothetical. I'm not saying it's like a real theory, but like aliens come and they're like, your technology was getting too close to where we didn't want it to be. Start over. Like basically what you just said, but just because we were getting to somewhere where they didn't want us to be at,
yeah.
and they're like, oh, let's hit the reset button on this planet.
That would be pretty nuts, bro.
It'd be crazy.
That
Brings
would
the
be pretty
definition slave to a whole new meaning.
Damn.
That would be pretty
Yo,
fucking
so
But
All right.
too bad we won't
That'd
be
be
around to
so
see it.
That's
well, how
I'll
long do
give
you
you
think
that.
we got? How long do you think?
Danny thinks we're gonna see aliens in the next 5 years.
I
5
fucking
years,
pray
bro?
every night.
5. No way.
No,
I
I didn't say 5. I'll be legit. Let's see. I'll say within 50 years.
So you think
I'll
before
even
your
go-
lifetime
I'll
is
even
over,
go-
you think you'll get
Bro.
to like find out from on a news like broadcast something like that there was an alien found, see the video type of
I'm gonna
thing?
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what I believe, and this is gonna sound crazy, but
Because
hear me the
50 years,
fuck
you'd only
out.
be like 80 something.
You're right. I think I will witness some type of alien encounter in my lifetime, just because it's been getting so close for so long, so quick. I mean, you know what I mean?
Getting so close.
But it's like, I think that they might.
Wow.
No, I'm not gonna say it. All right, I'm gonna say it. They're gonna stage an alien attack, so we have no choice but to just listen to what they have to say. Like everyone's gonna go to martial law. You know how like Mysterio in Spider-Man was like making holograms of shit? What if? Just
I can
let's
see
just
that.
say what if? Because they make movies.
Because now
based on
people
real life
panic and they
shit.
rely
Why
on
can't
you.
they make real life
Mhm.
shit based on
Exactly. And look, they're showing people that it could be done type of thing, that in your face as
that's
always.
the technology? You're gonna say Area 51 doesn't
But to
have that where
me,
you can make a hologram.
It is an easy way to get
Michael
people
Jackson
to
and
panic
Tupac
and just
were
listen
brought
to
back
you, no
to
problem.
fucking perform with holograms. I'm
Yeah,
telling
that's
you,
true
shit
too.
can happen.
How about this? Wait, Joe, did you even know that you can clone your pet?
I heard you could do some shit like that.
You can actually pay 20 grand and clone your animal. You can
I-
clone your dog. It is a legitimate website. You can go and do it as of right now.
I know. I used
That's
to joke, I used
crazy.
to joke. My dad used to joke with my mom. He was gonna.
So you're telling me they can clone dogs, but
Yeah,
there's no way they can clone humans.
I don't think so. I don't think it's the same. And first of all, I don't really know how actual that is about the cloning of the dog.
It
I
is.
don't, you're
when
telling
we-
me I'm gonna get 100% the same mini.
Well,
You
not
know
the
what I-
same mini, but the same genetics. It might not be the
Right,
same
okay,
attitude, but it's all the
yes.
same genetics.
Yeah, it's the same genetics, but that doesn't mean it's the same.
Not the same,
exact
yeah, not the
fucking
same
dog.
mind. It's not mini like with the same memories.
They're
It's not,
not, they're not
but it's-
copying and pasting her brain.
exactly.
They're
But they're copying
Bro.
and pasting the genetics, so you're getting the same genetic type of dog.
We can literally implant semen into any person you know what I mean? Like that's possible.
Any volunteers?
I'm sure there's ways to specifically
Clone someone. But that's what I'm saying.
Not exactly, but of the same gene type, like the same genetics.
Mhm.
Yes, I think that's possible. I think it's being
Yeah, like
done.
you don't think you'll make another
think you
Joe
can
that's
do
the
it.
exact same Joe Yotis, but there could
Right.
be another person that has the exact same genetics and you and may look the same.
Right. Right. It might have the same features. It's
But-
like me having a kid. It's almost the
Okay.
same thing.
So now we get into like the people that are famous,
Yeah.
and you got these lookalikes that are like somewhat clones or like whatever.
Bro, you
That-
think that sometimes, and I believe this, that some really famous or rich people literally have plastic surgeons make a person that kind of looks like them already look exactly like that. I've
Yeah.
seen it. I think it's
Well, that's
like-
that was more backish in the day, but
Back
to
in the day.
nowadays, well, that's what I'm saying. To nowadays, if they could clone, wouldn't it be easier for them to just make you another duplicate person like that to stand in your place if you were a royal queen, if you were someone that needed somebody like that to have like think about it in like movies.
It
in,
was
like, old
just
times, medieval
recently-
times.
It was just recently in the news that Vladimir Putin had a fake person standing in for him,
See, that's what I mean.
and a couple things. There was
How
also
do we
the
know
thing.
that person isn't a clone?
There was also the thing with Prince Harry and Kate Middleton standing in the back. They said that they were supposed to be fake figures in the back behind what's his name and the other one. I forget their fucking names. I don't care about it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
even hear about that.
You didn't hear about that? It was literally just
No.
it was just literally just in the paper. Look it up.
Yeah,
Fake
yeah.
Prince
Look it up.
Harry.
Can you
Fake
just tell
Prince-
me what it is?
I just did.
He's
I
it,
can't
fake
explain
Prince
it
Harry.
He
anymore.
was he was just standing in the background.
Bro, look at the video. It's the weirdest, creepiest thing. They like don't move and the smile stays. It's just odd. It's just weird. And it's like real footage from all different-
looks like a wax figure.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And like this shit was like straight in your face in the news, different outlets from all over the place. So it's not like it was, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. If something is real like that and it's weird, it'll blow up all over the place. Somebody's gonna let it out somewhere. But if it's fake, like if that's fake, if someone faked that, it's not gonna make the headlines that it made. You know what I mean?
What am I
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Googling? I still have no idea.
It's really weird looking. Tell me not, Frank.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's straight up what the conversation we were talking about just now.
What am I Googling?
It almost looks like someone's wearing like a mask with his face,
Right.
like
That's
a
what I'm
realistic
saying.
mask.
So like, yeah, I believe that shit. I believe people do fucking weird shit like that, you know?
No, I'm
Can
sure.
you not hear me, guys? What am I supposed
No,
to be Googling?
He
I don't-
said fake
I-
Prince Harry.
Fake Prince Harry.
Literally,
Type that in
Google fake Prince Harry. That's what I did. The first thing came up like 4 pictures. The second one's a video.
You're probably typing it in Yelp if you just changed to Google.
Oh wow, what a dick bag. No.
I love that. That was great. Shout out to the old episodes.
Yeah, cool. I don't see it, but you guys.
I mean, it looks like
He Googled
like
it.
it
just
looks
now. I didn't.
it
I
looks
don't know.
like Prince Harry as a wax museum figure. No joke. Like you know how you go to the wax museum, you see some of those, but he's moving.
So there's a movie called The Island, which you both still haven't watched.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
And it's exactly
Finally
like
saw
that.
the good son though.
Yeah, because I faced that, but no,
What?
doesn't matter. You did see it. It was on the television.
Yeah.
So in this movie, celebrities are cloned and the clones are raised in this environment. And basically they get a lottery and they get to leave the island to go achieve their dreams, quote unquote. And it turns out that they're basically just being harvested for the parts of the real life celebrity in the, you know, wherever it is. So there's like one of them where football player is cloned and he like breaks his kneecap or his towards ACL or something like that. He needs an organ of some sort. Let's just call it. That lottery that these people win means they get to go and they get their shit harvested or whatever it is. Like
So like
So
they
they
think they're
just-
going to be free, but really they're getting to
Yeah.
take their body part out.
Yeah, essentially, something like that.
That's pretty crazy.
It's really crazy. And then they I'm not gonna run the whole thing for you guys, but you should watch it. It's really good.
The only reason I'm gonna kind of like, I mean, not that I'm leaving off with this, but like this is like my last point on this right now. The only reason that I really think the Illuminati, in a sense of like that word, like that is real in the sense of like the Standard Oil bloodlines and like the people that we've talked about like that, is because we've said this before, and a lot of people have said this in history. When you have money and power, you're only scared of one thing, and that's losing that money and power. Once you have something, like you don't want to lose it and not have the feeling of not having that or not being as sufficient as where you were.
Okay.
So if you're a person that is that rich and has that much history and whatever, you have a lot to protect. You would do anything to anyone to protect that. There's no holds barred. It doesn't matter at that point.
Right.
So like when we talk about them being such vicious people with the contracts, with this and all the things that they do, the cover up murders, the, oh, we're going to be exposed, cover this guy up, oh, cover this guy up. Well, yeah, because all those things that are going to be exposed, like the child trafficking, like the
Make sure
Epstein
kills
case,
himself.
this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's stuff that they're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars that they could potentially not be as powerful as they are. Yeah, that motherfucker's going to get killed. So to me, that's the only reason why it makes so much sense, because if I was rich and powerful, you're not taking it away from me.
Can I be honest with you real quick? I thought about something the other day, a topic we talked about, and it has to do with like your Illuminati shit. The whole Giselle Maxwell case, right?
Mhm.
I was just thinking about it, and in my mind, I thought like you two, and I said to myself, what the fuck happened? Like, what happened?
Gone.
Then reality fucking flew back into me. And the sad truth is nobody gives a shit anymore. That's it. He's dead. Who cares anymore?
That's
What?
not true.
You're
A
like,
lot of
wait,
people
wait,
give
wait.
a
Hear me
shit.
out. Hear me out. Yeah, you're right. Compared to the mass number, a lot of people still do give a shit. But bro, compared to the attention that had on everybody when it was going down,
Mhm. You know why?
nobody gives a shit no more.
You know
You ask
why?
anybody about it, they'd be like, I don't know, who cares? What? So what?
Yeah, because America has done, or not even just America.
Right, but hear
In
me out.
general, the news has done such a good job of going to the next topic that they're going to bring up another topic that's going to make you go, oh my God, to forget about that one, because our attention
Right.
span is this fucking short nowadays.
Yes, but it creates situations where somebody will say, oh, you know, what happened? And then all these theories will start flying, when at the end of the day, nobody really gives a shit anymore. That's the sad truth. Or let's just be real. Let me simmer it down. The news or the media doesn't give a shit no more. It's on, like you said, on to the next.
Mhm.
So
I
which
just think that
means there's less information about it. There's less being reported about it. There's less being documented about it. Nobody really gives a shit anymore. Information stops flowing about it.
That's it.
So
We
that's
won't know.
where, right, but that doesn't cause it to become a mass, you know,
See, but I don't think it's about
What,
that nobody
conspiracy
wants,
theory?
or see,
mass theory of like, oh my God, he was murdered and it's being covered up by the Illuminati. Not making fun of you guys. I'm just saying, like,
no, I hear you.
in general, it's like that doesn't.
See, but I don't think that that's how that goes there. And I don't think that I disagree with the statement that nobody
That's what I was
cares.
thinking about.
First
Like,
of all, before you
I-
start, Frank, there's
Literally
only
just a couple
6
days ago.
corporations that run 98% of the media.
Bro,
So-
I'm not talking numbers. I don't know numbers.
I'm
I
just letting you
can't,
know,
I
there's
can't
6
confirm numbers like that anyway. To me, that sounds ridiculous when you start throwing numbers and percentages at me. It's like, where do you get that facts? You're no.
You could look
where-
that up. That's public
Yeah,
knowledge.
I'm
That's like
sure
public
you
record.
can. What, from
But no,
2012?
no, but all I'm
How
saying
often
is that
do they
the-
update that shit?
All I'm saying is that the
How
news
true is it?
and whatever the media is telling you is what they want you to know. So
Yeah,
that's
dude,
what,
those
like you're
6
saying,
Those
they're
6
on to the next so quickly because they don't want you to focus on this Giselle. They don't want you to
Exactly.
know
Again,
like,
see, dude,
the
I was
outcome of it. Because
trying
what, you and I
to
Googled it because
agree
oh
with you
shit, whatever happened to
guys.
that case? How many months ago was that, bro? And
Well,
nothing.
that's the thing.
Nothing?
Is, so let me
See,
say what I
this
want to
is
say.
the
real quick.
problem. This is the problem with all this. It's like, I'll agree with you guys somewhere on something, and then like a theory, like a conspiracy theory person, like will always try to take it to the next level, but there's always more. There's always more.
it's a
It's
I
like-
rabbit
disagree.
hole.
See, but that's what
and
I'm
it's
saying. I
like
disagree
there,
with that
you
it's always
believe
more.
that there's some control behind it, always with every topic.
No, because it's always the same thing. It's just the many of different instances of where it's either happened or hasn't happened. Because again, like you said, it hasn't been proven. for this specific case, right?
Yeah.
If they didn't want you to find out who was on this list because of how damaging it could be because of money and all this stuff, and they are like, okay, we need to get another story in. We need to get another story in. What are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, people are going nuts about this. Boom, 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 boom. Now people, again, their attention span is short, not because they didn't care about this, but because I had this thing here, but now there's this new shiny thing here. Just like a kid, I want the new toy. So you're looking at this, well, you kind of forget about this. And then months later, you're like, oh, whatever happened to this? And by that time, when you go to look it up, it's easy to be book burned or so on, quote unquote, like, you know, not saying literally book burned, but it's
Yeah.
easier for things to be
Just pushed
changed, erased, or
aside.
hidden, because exactly, they did the job already of like sleight of hand of like, don't look at this right now. Now it's
Yeah.
all washed up, cleaned up, and bleached. Now we don't care. Look at it as much as you want and come up with all these theories, because now we're just going to call you crazy. That is a reasonable knowledge, or, you know, way to think about that.
Right.
So to me, that's the way I think about it with them. Like, exactly. Like, I personally think that list would have fucking crippled the world, not just the United States, the
Mhm.
world, because it wasn't just United States fucking officials and stuff that were on that island. There was people all over the fucking place. Now you're telling me if that list comes out and the world is up in shambles now, and all these millions of dollar companies could be getting fired or jail time or this and that, closed down, blah, blah, blah. What does that do for the world? That makes chaos. That makes the system that you've built to control these quote unquote slaves break, and make them realize that they can unite.
Right. I believe that, but that doesn't mean higher ups made a decision to get that list burned, bro. It's
Who did
like it's like
It doesn't just happen every time,
bro,
It
it's
doesn't
like,
just-
okay, let me give you an example. We're at work, right? There's 5 of us. We're waiters at a restaurant. One of the kids steals the tips. You know what I mean? Now we're all fucked. He did that.
What
Let's
the
just
fuck are
say,
you talking about?
bro, wait, let me
I
finish.
was letting them finish before.
Let
I
me
was trying to.
Let me finish.
You sound like Joe now, Danny.
Because you stole the tips. Now we're
bro,
all
because-
fucked.
Nobody told him to do it. You know what I mean? We'll never know that he took it. We'll never know. All right, I took it, right? We'll never know that I took them, because I'm just never gonna, you know what I mean? I know that if I said something, that my world's gonna burn. Like, that's it. I'm over.
Yeah, but
It's
1
done.
out of 5 people. had
Wait,
to
Dave,
take-
wait.
Dude,
Wait,
hold
dude.
on. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like
Sorry.
someone has that list, whether it's an authority, an official, a government person, whatever, and that list gets burned, right? Because like you said, if
Mhm.
this gets out, you know what I mean? I'm sure, like, you know, any single person knowing that, like, oh fuck, this is bad, you know what I mean, could be under the pressure to just make the call to never have that thing come out and burn it and get rid of it.
Oh, like, it doesn't have to be a leader.
It doesn't
I
have
get
to
what
be.
he's saying
That's where
now.
I'm
Okay.
getting at.
The
It
tips
doesn't.
thing
I'm
threw us
sorry.
off.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm like, wait,
Okay.
I don't
Bro,
want to be
I
at
didn't
work.
have
Tips thing threw me off
any-
too. I get what he's trying to say. He's
I
saying
know
that,
you
like,
can relate because we've all been there.
3 of
and it's
us in a
like-
chain of command. Danny is the one that's in charge of what happens with the
Right,
list.
my
But Joe
thing
is on his way to
wasn't
pass
good.
it off to him, and Joe happens to see it. Joe could decide on his own to fucking do that. I get what he's saying.
You
Now
know what I
that is
mean?
a good point. Same analogy
where I'm
on the
getting
other
at.
side. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Same analogy on the other side. Isn't it more likely that if you're a boss at this restaurant and you have a
Yes, I
server
know
that
where
you
you're
can
going. I know where
influence,
you're going. I
and
know where you're going.
okay,
Yes, I got
that's
you.
more likely to
I got
be
you.
the thing. You know what I mean? Because you're in control to control what's going to happen. You can let him get away with it. You can do all this stuff. And now, boom, you guys both got away with it and you're good. And nobody else knows what the fuck happens. And all they're going to say is, I know he did it. I know he did it. But everybody's going to say, you're crazy. You have no proof. That's fucking conspiracy theories to me.
Wow. Broke it down 101. That was good.
It doesn't really prove anything, bro. It just
No,
you're
it doesn't
still it's
prove-
still fucking crazy, bro. It's
It
just
doesn't
still,
Of course it's
prove
crazy.
anything.
It doesn't have to be
it's-
sane to be
it's
fucking real.
just- It's just
How
like,
many things have you heard of that are real that are
always
insane?
gotta be more. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
How many things have you heard of that are real that are insane? It doesn't have to be sane to be
Everything,
real.
just about anything you've tried to throw my way with conspiracy theory is insane.
No. But I'm saying real stuff that is factual. How many things in life have you seen that are real, that are there, but you're like, damn, that's crazy? doesn't have to be sane just to be true, bro. It can be crazy and still be true.
I understand your analogy, and yes,
You
you're
know what,
right,
bro?
but
Life is
compared to what we're
crazy.
talking about, no, it's not. That is not.
He's missing toes over here. That's all
You
I'm
get him
saying.
like so close, and then he's like, "But nah." It's like how he said before. He's like, "I thought like this for a second, and then reality kicked in."
Bro, it like comes flying back in. It's like, damn, Joe, you're not, you know?
Oh, it's funny.
No,
That's
but I get it. I get it.
I think this is the
listen.
closest we've ever. I have to
I
say, the
tried,
closest
bro. I
we've ever-
tried to agree with you guys on something before, and you had to take it to the next level, and that was it. Then I
We
was
always will. We
like,
always
I was like,
will.
fuck this.
Oh, that was funny. Well, this one took a weird turn. I did not expect this episode to go this way. I'm not gonna lie. I did not think we were talking conspiracy tonight, so I'm
I didn't
happy.
think so either, man. But y'all got me to do this all day.
Almost a believer. Almost. got him.
Almost.
We almost got him, just like they almost got Epstein.
Oh
snap.
man.
Was that too
Well,
soon? That was too soon.
Thank you all for the likes, listens, shares, and follows. We hope you enjoyed our content.